Attention passionate Montreal, CANADIENS FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the Atlantic Division and it could shake up the entire conference. We're talking about a direct impact on Montreal Canadiens' path to another Stanley Cup run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Montreal Canadiens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Montreal, CANADIENS FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been following the Canadiens this season, you know that things are heating up, and September is shaping up to be a pivotal month for the team. The Habs are entering a really interesting phase, with plenty of questions on the table, especially regarding their roster moves and how they're planning to shape their lineup for the upcoming season. And trust me, what's happening behind the scenes has the potential to change the game for Montreal in ways we haven't seen in recent years. First off, let's talk about the big news that's been making waves across the hockey world. Rumors and reports are swirling around a possible trade that could bring some clarity to Montreal's second-line center position, which has been somewhat of a puzzle for the team lately. You see, the Canadiens are looking to bolster their roster, especially in the middle of the ice. And one of the most talked-about moves involves a proposed deal that would see Alexandre Wennberg coming to Montreal from the San Jose Sharks. Now, this isn't just any trade. It's a move that could have significant implications not just for this season, but for the team's future as well. So, what makes this deal so massive? Well, for starters, the Canadiens would be getting their second-line center for the 2025-26 season. That's a big deal because it means they're planning ahead, securing stability for a crucial position on their roster. Meanwhile, the Sharks, in a smart move, would get a valuable contract to help them stay above the salary cap floor. It's a win-win situation in many ways, and it highlights how both teams are strategically maneuvering to get what they need. Let's break down the player involved. Alexandre Wennberg, who's currently 30 years old, was drafted back in 2013 by the Columbus Blue Jackets, chosen 14th overall. Over his career, he's played for several teams, including the Florida Panthers, the Seattle Kraken, and the New York Rangers, before landing with the Sharks. Standing at 6'2" and weighing around 190 pounds, Wennberg is known for his smart positioning and playmaking ability. Last season, he managed to rack up 35 points in 77 games, which isn't spectacular, but it's solid enough to be a reliable middle six center. Now, the interesting part is that Wennberg's contract is only for this year, carrying a cap hit of around $5 million. That's a manageable figure for Montreal, especially considering the potential upside he offers as a versatile player. The Canadiens need depth at that second-line center position, especially if Kirby Dach, who's been a promising prospect, hits a bump or exceeds expectations. Wennberg can step in and provide stability, allowing coach Martin St. Louis to experiment and find the right combinations without feeling the pressure of immediate results. And if Dach develops as hoped, Wennberg could shift to the wing on the top six or serve as a dependable third-line center. But the trade isn't just about filling a spot. It's also a strategic move to buy some time. You see, Montreal is aware that the market is tight, and acquiring Wennberg now positions them well to react to the big activity that's expected as the trade deadline approaches. The team is trying to get ahead of the rush, especially since the NHL trade landscape is expected to heat up early this season, more so than in previous years. With the likes of Gavin McKenna and an impressive group of defensive prospects, the Canadiens are positioning themselves to be players in the market. Now, here's a key point: the potential trade of Carey Price. Yes, you heard that right. The Canadiens' star goalie, who's been a symbol of the franchise since being drafted 5th overall back in 2005, is at the center of some discussions. Price last played during the 2021-22 season, only 5 games, but his contract remains one of the most talked-about topics in Montreal. There's been speculation that the Canadiens might look to move Price's hefty cap hit, especially as they aim to create more flexibility for their roster. A recent report by Marco D'Amico sheds some light on this, suggesting that the team might be looking to move Price's contract, possibly as early as September 1st or soon after. The reasoning is clear: Montreal needs to shake loose from the financial burden of Price's contract to better position themselves for future trades or signings. The team is trying to balance the desire to keep Price as a veteran presence and a leader with the practical necessity of managing the cap. And why would they consider trading Price now? Well, D'Amico points out that the Canadiens value roster flexibility above all else this season. Moving Price could open up a lot of options, especially if other teams start to become more willing to make deals earlier in the season. The NHL market has been a little sluggish in recent years, but this year, with a deeper pool of prospects and a more active trade environment, Montreal might find the right moment to make a move. It's a delicate balancing act, no doubt. Price has been a cornerstone of the Canadiens for nearly 2 decades, and his leadership and experience are invaluable. But at the same time, the team is looking to build a competitive roster that can contend now and in the future. Moving his contract could be a strategic move to free up cap space, make room for younger players, or even bring in a significant return that helps accelerate their rebuild or retooling process. Back to Wennberg, though, because he's really the centerpiece of this latest offseason shuffle. While he's not a flashy star, he's a reliable player who can fill a vital role. His past production, with a peak of 59 points in his 3rd NHL season, shows he has the ability to contribute offensively when given the right line mates. The last time he hit that 40-point mark was a few years ago, but with Montreal's young talent, there's no reason he can't rediscover some of that offensive touch. His size and smarts make him a perfect fit for the Canadiens' style of play, especially in a system that emphasizes speed, skill, and smart positioning. What's also interesting is how this move fits into Montreal's broader plans. The Canadiens are in a bit of a transitional phase, trying to combine their young core with seasoned veterans who can lead the way. Players like Kirby Dach, who's been developing steadily, will benefit from having a stable second-line center like Wennberg. And if Dach surpasses expectations and takes on a bigger role, Wennberg can seamlessly shift to the wing or a third-line center spot without disrupting the team's chemistry. It's about creating flexibility, depth, and a roster that can adapt on them. The team's management is clearly thinking ahead, and this trade speculation is just part of a larger puzzle to rebuild or retool the roster efficiently. They're not just looking for quick fixes. It's about building a sustainable team that can compete over the next few seasons. The potential departure of Price, combined with the acquisition of Wennberg, indicates that Montreal is willing to make some tough decisions to position themselves favorably. It's a strategy rooted in patience, smart planning, and a clear understanding of what needs to be done to return to playoff contention and, ultimately, Stanley Cup aspirations. And for us fans, it's a roller coaster. We're excited for the possibilities, eager to see how these moves unfold, and wondering how the roster will look once the dust settles. Will they go all in on a rebuild, or will they make a few bold moves to push for a playoff spot this year? The truth is, all signs point to a team that's trying to strike a balance, developing young talent while also bringing in experienced players like Wennberg to guide the way. And let's be honest, that's what makes following the Canadiens so captivating right now. Now remember, these are all still rumors and reports, but the signs are pointing in a very interesting direction. September could be the month where major decisions are made, and the Canadiens could be setting the stage for a new chapter in their storied history. The team's management has been very strategic, and they're clearly aware of the stakes. The fan base is hungry for success, and with moves like this, they're trying to position Montreal to be competitive again, sooner rather than later. And now, Montreal Canadiens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Canadiens. Do you think this trade for Wennberg will pay off? Are you optimistic about the potential move involving Price? Or do you believe Montreal should hold on to their veteran goalie a bit longer? Whatever your thoughts are, let us know. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates and insights into the Canadiens' latest moves. So stay tuned for all the news, analysis, and behind-the-scenes details. The season is just around the corner, and the Canadiens are making sure we're all talking about it. Thanks for being here, and as always, let's keep the passion alive for Montreal hockey.